I just need just 1 second to share this video over to our creative group, if I can find it. No. That is, here we go. Always a challenge. Hopefully I'll get quick at this someday, you know. It could happen. Good morning if you're here already. I'm going to come right back to you in 1 second. I just want to make sure that we can all see. Post. All right. So welcome everybody. I know you're used to seeing me for a lovely opening chat, but this morning I had so much to share that I thought that I would just jump right into the crafting. I'm gonna look. Oh, good morning, Rita. Good morning, Lisa. I can see you guys starting to jump on. We had a wonderful meeting on Saturday at Harmony Hall here in Dracut, Mass. It's a historical building. I wanted to show you this pressed petals journal. We're going to talk about the washi tape this morning, but and show some tips. But it's washi tape; it's like super fast. So I thought that I would like pull out other things from the suite. This journal is tiny, so if you look at the size of the card, it gives you a good gauge. Like the sheets inside, actually, you could probably take this and actually make it into a card front. Geez. I just have to do it now. Just because of the size, they're easy tear pages, so like a bookmark. And just for giggles, let's see what this Mary's up to. I did cut a few quarter sheets this morning because I didn't know what I was up to, and I just wanted to play. So let's see if this fits on a quarter sheet. No, it's a little bigger than a quarter sheet. So you can see that it would need to be trimmed. We can come back to that, but I wanted you to see the journals anyway because there is a lot of power in writing down when you're grateful for something. In fact, there have been medical studies showing that when just the art of writing down the things that you're personally grateful for can make a huge difference in how you think about everything else, and it can literally change your life. So I think that it would be, and look at how many of these sheets that you get. So I think if I were to trim these down, I could have a whole card class just out of the leftover sheets from this book. Isn't that cool? And it gives you spots to write when you're grateful. When I do that, I like to have a stash of cards on hand to instantly send a person a thank you that I'm grateful for, or bring a card to someone at the post office that's extra nice that, you know, ships out all of your quarterly packages for me later today. Oh my gosh, I have one more thing to put in those and they're ready to go. I love the differences in colors. They're all a little bit different depending on what color that they're in, but how cool is that? So I just tied this on so that when I did the display board at the event this past Saturday, that it could sit in the empty spot. It would stand up on the table. But this is the suite that has that amazing 3D embossing folder. And it also has matching regular washi tape. And then, of course, the pressed petals washi tape, which we'll get to in a second. And the matching designer paper. And then there are 3 dies that come with the suite, and I am not using the same stamp set that goes with the suite. This is the Path of Petals stamp set and dies. It comes with this piece that cuts out this, and all I did was stamp the sentiment in the center and stick it on a card front, and that was it. And it also comes with these flower centers, but I'm lucky on the fuzzy ones, and even a bow for the middle of those. And these 2 pieces come out of that die set. So there's 3 dies total, and they layer up pretty awesome. Okay, so with that, I have somebody messaging me. Sorry, Laurie, I'm live. Here, ready? I'm live right now. Okay, so I wanted to show you also some of the cards from this weekend's swap. I think, oh geez, you know what's really bad? I usually can look at these and know exactly who made what, and I think this was Gina. I don't want to mess up, so I'm just gonna go through and show you all the swaps, and this is one of my favorites. I love the reflection of the sun on the water and all of that. And this one was from Karen. She's a brand new demonstrator on my team, and she used sparkle paper and Night of Navy and the latest gray there, Smoky Slate. And, oh wow, no card in the back. Oh my gosh, it is beautiful. I don't know who made this, but thank you. It's just breathtaking in person. You know, sometimes on the videos and on the lives, you don't see the sheer beauty. I think this was Christine Kilburn. And then James and Christine. So James McPhillips and Christine Crutcher, they are both super talented. Oh, I was going to say, I didn't remember which one made what, but James said something to me about this ribbon. He's not sure if it's current. It's all good. These cards are both really cool. I like the embossing on this one. And I like that they have the exact same layout and the exact same frame of mind. It's so funny how two different people doing a swap with just current stuff can come up with like the same exact card. Serendipity. Oh, another stunning card. I want to say this is Debbie Dunn from New Hampshire. Love it. She lives up in Raymond. And then, someone who used her business card. This was Jeannie Nielsen. She actually spoke at the event on doing a Facebook Live, which is pretty cool. And then this was mine with the Petals Washi tape. And I learned a whole bunch by putting these together at 4 o'clock in the morning. And you may wonder, why, my dear, were you putting things together at 4 o'clock in the morning? Well, the day before the event, I actually had a photo shoot because we have someone that's sick in the family, and we went and had pictures taken. So I took 5 hours off, and then I stayed up for 5 hours. So I did crazy things. This week, my might be showing it. So here we go. I am showing you the washi tape, of course, but when I built this flower, the first thing I did was I grabbed a 1 3/8 inch circle punch, and the card that I posted over on the Create with Celine group, if you look at it close, you can almost see through the flower petals because of the lighting in the room, and you can see that I put the flower petals on this. And they come on a big roll. And my table is already a mess over here. They come on a big roll like this. And although I didn't confirm it, someone on the internet, so it must be true, said that there are 100 petals on one roll. I can tell you that I made, I don't know, 16, 18 flowers. I did 12 swaps. I did a card for a co-op group that I'm in. Anyway, in the middle of the night when you're making cards and you're tired, you realize very quickly that peeling these off one at a time could be a little bit cumbersome. So I stuck that to the middle of my circle, right? And then I said, well, I really only want 5 petals. So I counted over 5, and actually, because I put one down already, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to peel here. But I was doing these like 10 or 15 at a time and rolling them off and just peeling them apart. So this is the new washi tape, and I'm so happy with it. I was actually thinking this morning that it would be fun to dip this side in embossing powder and then lay it on white paper and emboss the petals to make a black or a white shimmer flower like we did, well, like I did in my head while I was sleeping last night. That's so funny. But here we go. I'm just going to build this flower. So I'm also behind. I'm in a group Casing Tuesday, and I was supposed to make a card for this morning, and I haven't yet. So I was thinking maybe we could work on that together. And while we're at it, I can show you a card I made just before the live, because I think that this set really lends itself to blends. Now, I have been making 5-petal flowers all week, and all of a sudden, I want one more flower. It's no big deal. We can go right back to the roll. But if I wanted to make, 10 flowers, I'd just peel from back here and peel the whole thing up, and I would be all done. Aren't they awesome, Sharon? Yeah, individual petals makes me super duper happy. Okay, so there's 6 on this one. Pretty cool. Next, I found some ribbon hanging out from a previous project that I had cut, and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I tied a bunch of flowers. So this is what the back is looking like right now. So it's sticky on the outside, and if I didn't want the washi tape to be sticky anymore, I would just hit it with the back of my embossing buddy, the thing that takes the static off. It's also like powdery, so it would make, actually let's do that so that when we make our card, that it doesn't get stuck. We'll talk about the right support here, right? So if I were to put this on a card and the pieces from the outside of the flower were to stick down, I wouldn't want them to get stuck to my card. You know what I'm saying? Like, see how that's still lifty? If it was stuck to the card, it would be like, yeah, it wouldn't look as pretty. So I think having an embossing buddy nearby would be kind of cool. And while we're at it, let's throw some dimensionals on it. We had a pretty passionate discussion on creating with Celine last week about the amount of dimensionals that everyone uses, not just me. We have lots of people that think I use too much, but you can never have too much support underneath the hood. Just saying. Okay, so here's my base flower. That always makes me laugh, by the way. But it's true. Over the 13 years that I've done this full time, I've made quite a few cards. And when you find a card in the drawer, after it's been sitting in the drawer and something on the side of it, if there's no dimensionals on this side of your flower, it's going to be shammered to the side of your card. So I really do use a lot of dimensionals, but I joke about it in some respects, but I do use more than the average bear, I guess. So we'll put some glue dots right on the back of this bow that I tied. I have a bow maker. Anybody who takes a class from me, if you need a bow maker, let me know. I'll just stuff it in the package with your stuff. Okay, so here's my bow. Here's my bow on my flower. Now, again, I could have used the flower centers. Here, let me see if I can show you. I can't see on the camera. Oh, there it is. The flower centers that come with the suite, and if they are awfully pretty. Or I could have used the floral, the fuzzy ones. Those are pretty too, but I don't know. I found this ribbon that was hanging out already pre-cut, and I thought, ooh. Okay. So I missed the Casing Tuesday sketch this morning. Let's take a look at it. And actually, it was a sketch that I picked. It's my week to pick over on that bloggers group. And I picked a sketch from page 46. I think that the sample is just unbelievably beautiful. But I thought that we might take that circle and recreate, sorry, I'm grabbing a thingy, a block. Recreate this pretty, I know I have some regular paper under here somewhere. Okay, here we go. So I think we need a circle, and I know that this fits pretty good on a circle. Can you see, I inked this up with Merry Merlot ink, And then I cleaned it with the new cleaning pad. Oh my gosh, can I just tell you? I'll show you in 1 second. But Mary Merlot would typically leave this stained forever and ever. Wish me luck. I am stamping without a mat. Usually I put something underneath my photopolymer. Hopefully it works out okay. So I'm going to press and hold with photopolymer for a couple of seconds because I want to give the ink a chance to soak in. The red rubber, the ink it transfers faster, but with photopolymer, I find that you need a couple extra seconds for it to set. And look at how pretty that came out, yay. I have a 2-inch circle punch hanging out right here because I knew that I had a circle. And this time, since the banner off the bottom of that sketch was on the bottom, I'll put my flower towards the bottom. I don't know, it would cover the whole thing. So it might not be perfect for that sketch. Well, whatever. That's okay. You know, maybe we'll just change the whole sketch. So maybe the circle image would be here, and maybe we'll just use a sentiment off that. Yeah, so we'll do this. And we're going to flip it too because that sentiment was tiny and this sentiment is not. So we'll do a nice big sentiment. And it was crooked, so we'll go crooked. And 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. I'm giving this big image a couple seconds to soak in because I don't want to wreck it. Isn't that pretty? Woo. And then we can do a little bit of that. I would love to see the sample. Let's go look at the sample on page 45. So this is kind of cool. You can take any sample in the book and change it depending on what stamps you bought to make. Is this an old book? No. Page 46. Ha! I had the wrong page, that's why. Ha. Okay, so here it is. Okay. Boy, that's pretty. So, here we go. I think, well, I don't want to cut that off either, huh? All right, so let's peel some of this off and we'll just stick this down. What a cool, but what I really want to show you is this new cleaning pad thing, because now that the ink has been sitting, you know that that ink would never come clean like before. I have some stamps that have been around for a while that I think I'll never be able to see through again, and I actually saved one last night. This one was so badly stained you couldn't see through the rubber at all, and now you can. So if I were to ink up with this one, I can actually see through it again, which is pretty awesome. So let me show you the new cleaner. I like to start with cleaning my stamps the regular way. So this is the water side. It's got like a little spray, like a water drops, and then the sunny side is the dry side. So we'll clean these two stamps. And actually I did the solution on this one last night. Okay, so you see how so I think that it has more of an impact when you do it right away, but I'm going to put it on white so that you can see what's going on here. This is the new cleaning pad, and you can see that I've used it quite a bit already because it's pretty red. And now we're going to give it a second, work it in, and then I just have to take it to the sink in the kitchen and run water over it. And when I'm done, I'm going to re-wash it in my scrub and mist, because this mist has a conditioner in it that will condition your stamps no matter what kind of stamp it is, and it will protect them. It says when you get this on the package that you have to wash these right away with water or it could damage your stamps. Hey B? Oh, good question. This is the, Lisa Johnson asked, which stamp set am I using? This is the Bloom and Grow stamp set. It is the photopolymer stamp set. Can you run that underwater for me? The kitchen is like 2 rooms away, so it would be much easier for him to do it for me. So the Bloom and Grow stamp set is here, and it is absolutely stunning. And I'm going to show you a couple of more projects with this morning. If I can find the one that I already did. That's what happens when it gets crafty in here. You can't find anything. And I apologize, but you can actually hear, it sounds like my my in-laws may have scheduled the people who do the lawn today, the contractors that do the lawn. So hopefully that noise goes away. Anything can happen on a live. Thank you very much. Oh my God, it's so pretty. There's a bunch. There's You're Simply Wonderful. Forever starts today, so this would be great for a wedding or even graduation. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and let's celebrate you. They're beautiful. And then check out my stamp. So I stamped with Merlot, which is like one of the darkest colors ever. And I worked with the pad. I had my husband run it underwater. He dried it. It looks pretty darn brand new, doesn't it? So I thought that I would share that. Yay! You guys can clap if you want. Good morning, Diane. Good to see you. So then I was playing with, moving right along. I don't think I like the way that last one came out, but you got to see the flower petals. I might just rip the flower petals off of that one and have a go with it. Oh, see, I really need a stamp pad. Hang on. I think it's awesome that there's like a crazy amount of stuff going on here today, like with the stuff outside, and anything can happen when you're live. Let's see. Hey, Dauberdew. Good to see you this morning. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this sentiment again, or this image in that dark Mary Merlot color again. And this time, I'm going to bring in some blends. So I'm going to put something underneath because I don't know if you guys know, but when you're coloring with blends, it goes right through your paper. Watch, I don't, oh, of course, we'll show you after. But I'm going to take the blends and go right on top of my water-based ink. Now, as long as you don't get the water-based ink too wet, it doesn't move. I was playing with this a little bit earlier, and I made a navy blue version of this card, and it came out beautiful. But I touched the edges of the Night of Navy Classic ink with the color lifter, and it actually did move the ink a little bit, which I thought was interesting. I didn't think it would, because the rule with using your blends is you want to use a water-based or a solvent-based. You don't want to mix your alcohols, so you don't put blends with stays on, because then they won't behave well together. Let's see. I don't even know what I did with that card. It's so crazy. It was Night of Navy. Must be under here somewhere. Oh, I'm a mess. It happens sometimes. Thank God we're all together. So I'm going to take well, this is the light. I wanted to get as close to the Mary Merlot, but I don't have Mary Merlot blends, so I'm going with Cherry Cobbler to match this sweet that I started working with, and this is the dark one. So I just started, and I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go dark side in. And you want to work kind of quick with these. Hopefully you're seeing what I'm doing, because I might be in my own way with the camera. Okay. So then I'm I'm going to go through the dark and bring out a little bit of the dark and keep moving towards the outside of the flower, but I'm not actually going to color the whole thing because I want there to be some contrast, and I'm going to blend. So I don't want a solid image here, I just want soft flowers. And it looks kind of messy, I know, but this is the part that is the magic, because it's going to soften up all those lines, lift the color a little, make it so that I don't have such stark lines in between the light and where there's no color at all. And just as an experiment, let's see if it moves the, yeah, see? It moves the classic ink. So you do have to be a little bit careful if you stamp in a classic ink, but as long as you, because it's the lifter that's moving it because it's wet. Now I can go back through and use that lifter to sort of blend it, because I got that blend look from the, so there we go. Okay, so that's the first piece. Now, let's say that I colored this flower beautiful and that I loved everything about it, but that I couldn't stand the center flower, whoo, I could probably take another flower, the one that I didn't like over here, and even just finish it with that. Or we could go this way. That's pretty just like it is, wow. And because I messed up that, we gotta kind of carry it through so it looks like that. So now they're soft little posies. In nature, when the wind blows, things can look fuzzy if you have bad eyesight like I do. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So we can, all is fine and well until you turn 40 and you need glasses. I think it's time to go. It might be 45. Oh, look at how pretty that is. And it's just adding like some subtle color. So what color do you guys think that we should put behind this as a mat? Do you think that we should use the green, or do you think that we should use the Mary Merlot? While you guys are thinking about that, I'll watch for the comments. We can stamp a sentiment. How about something for birthday? And I think I want to change color again, and I'm going to have to go get it. I wasn't expecting that. Tell me what colors you guys want. Do you want the Mary Merlot, or do you want the, it's not here. Ay. All right, looks like I'm using the Merlot ink. I have no choice. I have the Mossy Meadow out in a bucket somewhere because I think I'm using it next week for club. That's okay. So let's go in with a color that matches. And I just had to pull that dimensional flower out of the way so I could stamp. And again, I'm holding for a couple seconds because I really want this to take now that I've done all that work. And I'm covering a C, so let's move a petal. That's the cool thing about washi tape. You can just like, okay, that doesn't fit, let's do this. Yay. So you have a lot of control over where stuff goes. Okay, so you guys want the Mossy Meadow base, so let's do that. I'm gonna add the Mossy Meadow base. Boy, that really makes it pop, guys. Good choice. Oh, and you know what? It's not cut right. The power of TV. We'll just make it fit. Hang on one second. I gotta grab a paper cutter. I'm gonna trim over here. Anything can happen when you lie. Well, that just goes to show you that even I don't always have things cut perfect. If something isn't right, you just kind of have to wing it. Let's see. Oh, the Mossy Meadow really makes it pop. Good choice, everybody. Hey Monica, hi Robin, good morning. You'll see that I kind of jump when I do snail. It's because if this piece doesn't stick and this piece does, it's much more likely if something's going to come off if you make one long runway that it will just lift right up. But if you do gaps in between, it's something to do with the physics of snail. Leaving gaps in between means if this one doesn't stick and these two do, you're still good to go. So that's why I always leave gaps in between my snail. And it also means that it goes a lot further. And hopefully I have enough ink on my fingers before I burnish it down. Okay, so that is our petal flower. I'm not seeing the picture anymore. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. Never dull. Okay, so I've got a couple of samples. I will definitely show more. I made a pretty navy blue one this morning. And do you think I can find it? No. So I will have to just post them later in the week. And I am still on the hook for a Casing Tuesday sketch post. And since it was my week, I should really make a card. And that's about it. If you took the big class on Saturday to go, they are going in the mail. Actually, we could have a chat. Hang on one sec. They are going in the mail hopefully today or tomorrow. Boy, I'm a little bumpy this morning. It's okay. Oh my goodness. But I have a lot of cool projects. So that's the card. Again, it's backwards this time. Oh, you see it better on this, I think, because of the way the light hits it. And that was the one from my swap the other day. I made these, like I said, at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's going out. So I announced last night, very late last night, probably 1 o'clock in the morning finally, that I found a summer retreat location, but it is going to be totally different from anything I've ever done before. It's going to be held at Harmony Hall in Dracut, where I do the quarterly events. It is a historical landmark. Beautiful, big windows, you know, from your waist all the way up to the ceiling, and big bright light. It's no frills. We'll have to run our own extension cords, and I actually only have an hour to set up the room. So once I can get in the room and put the tables down, if you get there and the table is set up, it'll be good because I have an hour to get 22 tables in place, and chairs and classroom and store and BOGO and all the things that I bring to retreat. There will be a beautiful goodie bag with a class inside, and it is available both in person and to go. And if you're on my email list, all of that stuff will go out this morning, hopefully, knock on wood. Actually, it's probably going to be more like noon because technology stuff takes me forever to get out. And then for my team, we did a team meeting at Harmony Hall on Saturday before the big event, and we invited Sherry Everett came down. She drove 3 hours to present to our team on the starter kit. She was fabulous. And Jeannie Nielsen did Facebook Lives, and there was Christine Crutcher. She did updates from Jessica Werner, our BDM for the Northeast, and there was a lot to be shared. It was a wonderful day, and then we made 16 projects in the afternoon, and we got out of there. So, yes, I was looking for a hall, but I am all booked into Harmony Hall for August 17th and 18th. It is a full weekend retreat, but there is no hotel attached, and the room hours will be 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday. And we'll just close the room and lock it down in between, and I'll have the keys, or Dave Hayquin will come and lock it up for us. They are actually renaming, I know that if you're long distance, this might mean nothing to you, but they're renaming the hall after Harvey Gagnon, It would be all heavy lifting, Janice, so I'll probably get help from my team that'll be there. It'll be okay. I know that you had some health issues. I don't want you moving tables, my friend, but thank you. So I'm very excited to have a retreat location, and because of where it is, and because I'm not including food, and because there's no hotel attached, I'm able to bring you this retreat for a lot less money than I would normally do a retreat for. The one up in Kennebunk, it includes all the food, and it includes your room. It includes everything that you need for the weekend except for the optional classes. This one is pared down. I'm calling it no frills, although I will still be doing it my style. There'll be 2 pillow gifts per day. And I'm going to see how it goes. If it sells out, then there won't be single days available because there's only 22 spots and we're used to having 40. But if for some reason, because it's the middle of the summer, it doesn't sell, I will let people share a space, and in that case, their 1-day fee would be $99, and that would include the same goodie bag and 2 of the pillow gifts instead of all 4. So it's really just the difference in paying for the space for your 6-foot table for the weekend. And like I said, you'll need to bring snacks, or we can order out, or we can get together and have a cookout. We've done that at the Marriott. We had a tailgate party out in the parking lot. It was fabulous. But that would involve coolers because they don't have a fridge on site. So it's a little different than what we're used to. It's not the Marriott. It's not fancy, but it's a lot more affordable. So I hope to see some of you that wouldn't normally be able to do a retreat come to that. So anyway, I hope to see you next Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. If you have anything that you want me to touch base on, let me know. These petal things are flippin' awesome. Like I said, I read somewhere that they have 100 on a roll, and they come off, and that buddy is good for making these backs no longer sticky so that they don't get in your way when you they don't stick to your card funny. Yeah, but that's about it for this week. And for those of you on my team, I see a couple of team members here. We have that online meeting on Sunday. It's mainly a recap. I'll send you some info ahead if you want to watch the training and ask questions. So I hope that you guys have an awesome week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Oh, there is one more thing. I made a big announcement for my team last week. From now on, all the online classes that I offer, the monthly class and the quarterly, are going to be free of charge for directions from here going forward. So all my directions going out for both my monthly class and that's in addition to our team meeting that they can sign up for directions for free. So we got some big perks going on with Stampers with Heart. And I might as well tell you, if I could give you an ongoing 20% off coupon to my favorite craft store, I would do it. I would share it for sure because it's an ongoing thing. It's something that you can use every day. That's exactly what the starter kit is. So it's $99 and you pick out $125 in product. So you save more than 20% off the starter kits. Like I think it's 25. And then it's free shipping. So anybody that's interested, just send me a private message and I can hook you up with that. And then all of my regular monthly classes, the ones that happen typically in the beginning of the month, and those quarterly classes, the directions would be completely free. So have a great day. You guys still would have to pay for packets because I have to chop those up and mail them out, and they're a little bit more work. But from now on, all the directions are on me. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.